Where are
Wow,
we?
welcome to How to Be Unpopular. We got
Oh,
Kevin, Dowling, Joey, and
hey.
Todd.
Oh my goodness. It's been
Oh
so
my
long.
goodness.
When was the last
Actually,
one?
I looked it up. The last time I spoke with Kevin was 5 years ago.
Isn't that insane?
Almost, yeah, a little over 5 years. October 2015.
It's just before everything changed.
Yes, a lot has changed.
A lot has changed.
It's been a good 5 years.
I joined the
Fantastic 5 years. What did you join? Patreon?
the Dad Blading Cup. Oh, I saw it, Kevin.
Oh shit.
Thank you for joining the Patreon.
Yeah, I was happy to do it to watch your Eon review.
Oh yeah, well we can start by talking about that if you want. But
I think it was super positive.
yeah, glowing review.
Glowing
That's all I'll
review.
say.
Yeah.
I will say I think you would enjoy those skates.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain that it matches the exact kind of skating that I do.
We'll talk about that. But I was gonna say, yeah, I joined the Dad Blading Club in those 5 years. So I feel
Congratulations.
lucky now that I knew what all of the dad stuff is about. Because before
It's
you
intense,
talk, yeah. But all of the cliches are true. I'll just quickly say it, that all the cliches are true. You enjoy your bits of freedom a lot more, and then you kind of reflect on how you had so much freedom before, and you should have done way more with it. But that, I think, becoming a parent is important to. Oh, and that your parents, all the advice that they tried to give you was really good. But I think as a young person, you're just not supposed to listen and do your own thing. But as you become a parent and get older, you're like, oh yeah, they did just want the best for me. And they were looking out. They cared.
They knew what they were talking about.
Yeah. 100%, dude. There's so many times where like my son does something out of line or even positive that I'm like, God damn, dude, like he's me and all the things my dad was trying to get me to do or understand, and I blew off, like would have helped me grow so much faster. But yeah, like you said, it's probably best that we go out on our own and figure out our own way.
And
that's how it works. You just don't listen to your parents.
No.
Nobody does.
Nobody does.
But so much amazing shit gets made by young people not listening to not only parents but adults. So I mean, thankfully I think if I would have listened to my parents, I would have played hockey and had some kind of a mental problem that I didn't choose rollerblading over hockey. So I was trying to please my parents and the coaches and stuff,
And there would be no How to Be Unpopular, no mushroom blading, no Okay Buddy, no Better Than Baseball, just some boring hockey guy in Canada.
Yeah, rollerblading might be completely dead right now.
It probably would be. Because that's the only reason it's still alive is because of Joey McGarry. Joey McGarry's videos.
No, I would say if Canada didn't exist, rollerblading would be smaller and very specific. Dead.
Definitely.
Well,
dead.
Todd, if we get the time machine, we can try it out.
That would be such an interesting experiment if we could pull that off. Like go back in time and blow up Canada and then see what happens to rollerblading. I bet nobody in the whole world would rollerblade.
I'd watch that movie for sure. Time travel scripts are really fun and easy. Yeah, that you just throw a time travel thing in if you want to bend the rules in movies.
It's a great.
But anyways, you guys
start writing it. Hey,
I gotta write my other movie first. That I have an idea for Edward Scissorhands mixed with The Man Who Fell to Earth, but instead of Scissorhands, it's rollerblades stuck to his feet.
Wow.
He's a weird. Yeah, I think Edward Scissorhands, but rollerblades.
Wow.
Filmed in Canada.
Can I play Edward Scissorhands?
Well, it's not Edward Scissorhands. I'm still trying to figure out how. But yeah.
Can I play that character, please?
You can audition. Audition. I mean, if you want to, yeah, I would.
I work really hard. I give a lot of effort to everything that I do, and even if I don't do it first try, I'm willing to. I take criticism very well.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll be willing to work with you to get the result that you need for your movie.
Okay, well, I'll give you some homework. Watch the movie The Man Who Fell to Earth with David
Okay.
Bowie. Watch his performance, and then imagine
Okay.
that mixed with Edward Scissorhands. There you go. That's what
Okay,
we're looking for.
Okay, I'm willing to put on a lot of weight or maybe lose a lot of weight depending on what I need to do. Just let me know.
Okay, I
Whatever
will.
you need.
I'll let you know.
I'll change my skin
I've designed
color
the character
if you need to paint my
I
skin.
don't think we want to
Can't
go
do
there.
that.
We don't want to go there. No.
No, it's
Okay, I'm just letting you know that I'm willing to do that. So
Kevin
whatever.
and I both know that that's just not. We don't go there.
it's no longer.
Well, I wasn't suggesting black. I was suggesting maybe yellow or red.
I think that's
Blue.
a bad directorial or design choice too. I think color like right away it's like got an avatar or
Okay.
yeah, you want the character.
I was just telling you I'm willing.
Okay,
I don't need to.
we're not going to go down this road. But I'm
We
happy.
did.
But anyways, you guys, rollerblading.
Yeah, dude.
What? Yo, rollerblading?
Yeah, seriously.
It's still happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys still
Kevin's-
rollerblading?
Kevin's killing it too.
I saw.
How are you guys?
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, you're looking healthy, Kevin. Have you been rollerblading a lot?
no, not as much as I'd want to. I guess that's always the answer, though. I mean, I skate enough to be able to like comfortably skate. I try to always maintain at least a skill level that allows me to do, a torque and a topsoul.
Your
You
torque?
look really comfortable.
Yeah.
That's
And you're
just
being-
because I film like 50 things, and I wait until the very, very comfortable looking one happens, and that's the one that I present publicly. But most of the
Right.
time, I look very uncomfortable.
Interesting. I would be so curious to see a Kevin Dowling like a raw session where it shows like his first couple attempts and kind of see the real Kevin, because you're putting out that highlight, like you said, the
It's a
best
highlight
one
reel
at the
for
end.
sure.
I would be so interested.
I think they're all good. But I usually come back to the first or second one. But like it's like, when you watch it and it's like you see like that minute little thing that like you want to change and you obsess over it and you can't change it. Sometimes you can, but I don't know.
Yeah. All the
That-
stuff you put out is like primo. It looks like you're so comfortable on your skates. You have like this refined, matured steez. You laugh, but
Hey,
you're really good.
oh man. I still like hate how I skate. Like, I don't hate how I skate. I really enjoy watching clips of myself still. And I'm trying to get over the fact that I'm 38 and like I don't have I just skate little curves, and that's what I really enjoy doing. And that's what makes me happy. And I know that like it's hard to be comfortable with just being okay with what makes me happy. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I have to skate a rail sometime soon so people know that I'm like capable. But all I can do is like a
Legit.
soul grind or a topsoul, or you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's weird.
That's the
to
thing.
like,
You don't have to.
I
You can
don't
just
have
skate
to,
curbs
and I want to
forever.
get to the. It's the best. I think mini ramps are fine too. I don't know.
I have
Maybe
that feeling
some-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the for MB7 or MB8, I have this little voice in my head that I have to do one rail for the video just to please an audience of a couple thousand people, maybe a couple hundred, who are like, "That was sick. He did a rail. That it's good to see Joey doing a rail." He's like, but I don't really want to do it.
No.
I would probably feel. The thing is, though, you would feel good if you did it, right? If
You
you
would
so
not feel good if you ate shit though.
that's the problem.
That's the problem for sure.
I hate the first jump. I hate
No,
the
yeah,
first
that
jump.
first jump. I'm unwilling to make the first jump because it's gonna go one of two ways. You're either gonna like maybe not land it, but like comfortably fall, or just miss, or you're just fucking done. And
Yeah,
or you might lace it.
But the
that
first
would be
one is
amazing.
to lace. a rail very nicely the first time. A ledge, you have a higher, like Kevin was saying, the first or second or third, sometimes it has that energy and feel.
Ooh.
But with rails, I find you got to feel out like the material, the height. There's just so many variables on rails that first one is really hard to make, unless it's a down rail. Like what kind of rail are we talking about? Are we talking handicap rail? Like any of them? Like a down rail Royale sometimes can feel really good.
Okay.
Even then you might get that little catch, like you might not get the stance perfect.
Oh, it's all about that moment, like that right before you jump. Like if you don't fucking believe in yourself 100%,
That's the thing.
you're in trouble.
That
and
is
I don't
the
believe
secret.
in myself 100% on rails. I don't even. There's not like even at like skate parks, like down rails, down banks. I just look at them and I'm like, nope, not for me.
Yeah,
You
after
still skate those.
I haven't hit, or wait, I don't know if I've hit the
You
12
skate
at the
that
skate.
one rail all the time.
Todd
I don't
hit
know
it.
if it's all the time.
See,
You
this
guys
is where
both hit it. Come on, I've
I hit
seen
the
it.
down rail once in a while.
See, and after 35 or going into 40, that basically counts as a street rail for us.
Yeah, 100%.
It basically is. It's just a
There's
low
stairs.
street rail. Yeah.
Ugh.
The Blazers 12-step, it's legendary. It's the Kamloops Blazers 12-step. It's sponsored by the hockey team. It's amazing.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow.
At the top on the stair, it says
No
the
way.
Blazers 12
That's
step.
a little plaque.
Yeah.
That's sick. How long has that park been there? That's the best park in the world, right? The greatest skate
What,
park
like
on
16 years, Joey? 2005-ish it was built?
It
Yeah,
looks
it's
so
actually
fun.
old now. Like when it was first built, it was incredible. Like it was so smooth. It's very weathered now, which I'm not complaining. It's still an amazing park, but it is very beat up.
Sandpaper.
It's an old ass park. Not even sandpaper. Like there's parts of the park, the cement is like chunked out.
Oh,
Like
God.
stuff is unskateable.
Yeah.
It's dealt with
It's like
16
it's like street
Canadian
now.
winters. Yeah, it's worse than a lot of street spots in areas. Yeah, it's
The
rugged.
old park is street, and the new park is
right.
somewhere between the two. But the old Kamloops skate park it's basically street skating.
It's street.
How old is the old park?
26 or 25 years, around that.
That's a great park.
There's a famous story of Tony Hawk going to that skate park, like the old skate park in Kamloops, and saying like, this is terrible. You guys need to get a new skate park because it's just so bad.
That's the
And
best
apparently,
kind of park.
Yeah, apparently they had a design that was really sick for the park, but lawyers came in and they're like, no, this is way too dangerous, and everything got scaled back.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Does anybody else skate there besides you guys?
Some little kids on scooters sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skateboards don't work very well on it because
No.
the creases between where the transition would normally be flush, there's like giant holes. So even for aggressive, I almost
kind of float it.
Yeah, I almost quit rollerblading for one day trying to skate that park ante. I filmed that video to show like how the wheels hit the transition coming off the pyramid. Kevin, are you skating flat or ante in the new Kaisers?
I'm skating flat, but over the last couple of weeks, I've skated like 5 different frame setups.
So, is this a skate crisis? What's going on?
So I believe that my skate crisis has been solved. I'm pretty sure that the Colt boot is my favorite boot of all time. Like but I have to figure out the frame now. Like I like symmetrics, I think the most, but they're really hard to get and they're so expensive. Like I tried to buy some last week and they sold out in like a half a day. Like they got like a limited run in because of manufacturing issues, and they were literally gone that day. So like I missed the opportunity to buy those. Cracked my old ones, and then the Fluid 5s take 60s flat, and they're like $50. So I was like, I'll try these, and so far so good. I have a few
Nice.
issues with them, but that might just be me, not the frame.
So you
So what
tried,
all skates
yeah.
did you try? Yeah.
The skates, I still like have a pair of Shadows just because like I skated my Shadows the other day. The only complaint I have about the Colt boot is that the negative is tiny, and I really, really enjoy doing negatives. So I keep some Shadows around just in case I like just want to go do negatives.
Shadows are
Um,
the negative skate.
it's fucking ridiculous, but they're also like after getting used to skating a solid boot and then going back to Shadows, it's rough, man. Like I kind of regret like leaving skating Shadows because now I don't enjoy them like I used to. Like I don't know. There's just something about like when you're completely comfortable in a Shadow. I don't know. It's a great feeling skate for ledge
sure.
grinding. Yeah.
So I haven't tried the new Shadow. Because
Shadow.
Jado is now Shadow.
Shadow.
Right?
It's
So
Shadow.
did you try the Shadows, Kevin?
I did try the Shadows. Eh. So like the liner, I liked what they were doing. I think that with certain sizes it would work. Like in order for me to actually skate the skate and make it feel proper, I'd have to move the cuff out all the way, which makes the cuff go out over the back wheel. It like comes out over the sole plate. It just looks terrible. Like I might not notice it when I'm skating, but I won't even skate it like that just because like aesthetically, when I look at the skate, it makes me want to throw them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they don't come with a heel pad because the new liner is so big, and the liner sat on the back lip. Like there's that little like lip piece on the back of the cuff where the little heel pad used to go.
Yeah.
So the back of the like shoe sits on that little lip. And like I don't know. It just creates some like weird like heel lift. Like I had heel lift in Shadows, which was fucking strange.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. Because that was like the
That
benefit
was
of
it.
Shadows
Yeah.
was your heels just so locked.
Yeah, and then like you hear that noise, like you're like, all right, I'm gonna try these. I'm gonna go back out and like excited. I'm gonna jump on negatives like I would a soul grind. And then you hear that noise they make, and you're just like, it's just gross sounding, you know? Like they clank, all the clanky like loose sounding metal and shit. Like I don't know.
Ooh. I wonder how Shane Coburn feels about Shadow.
Oh, probably doesn't feel or think about it very often, I'd imagine.
I'm picturing the closing scene in Smell the Glove where it just flashes his evil face.
Was that?
Damn.
I think that was Brain Fear Gone, wasn't it? Or Words. It was one of the mind game videos.
I thought it was Smell the Glove.
Oh, was it Smell the Glove? Okay. Well,
I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm not always the best. But yeah,
Shane
I thought at the
Coburn
very end it flashes his face and it's like evil lighting.
blown out.
Yeah.
oh, okay. It could have been Smell the Glove. I wonder if like 2021.
We should Instagram that one because it's good.
That's
Just
a good
that
one.
flash of his face.
I think we were doing a commentary and we forgot, and then it happened. We just ended up laughing so
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
So it still had the intended effect that he wanted. With how weird 2020 was for rollerblading and people coming back, I
Yeah,
wonder.
like, did that comment y'all's Instagram the other day?
What's that? Oh, I was gonna say.
Oh, you guys had some comp.
Did we? A comp? What? Hello?
Try again, Kevin.
I think we're all right. You guys had a comment. It feels like Brandon Campbell or somebody like laces some trick and skates by some dude in all gray, like triple XL sweatpants.
Latimer.
You
Oh, yeah,
guys are like, look at that comfy dude. And I was like, God damn, that outfit looks so good right now.
Hello?
Like I just want.
It was Dustin Latimer giving Kevin Gillen a 5. He was so comfortable that he
So
only moved
comfortable.
one of his legs. He still had his hand in his pocket. He reached one hand out, and then he kind of did like a yoga thing where the other leg balanced him out, and then he went back to being really comfortable. And I was telling Kevin that we use the word comfortable because of Kevin. Like we ended up using comfortable way more, like saying I am comfortable right now. Or you look
It's
comfortable on that
You
trip.
feel comfortable?
If you are comfortable and you feel really comfortable, then that's a
Oh.
dope combination of comfort.
Oh man,
If you feel and look comfortable.
100%. Did Dustin might have even had slippers on in that
Probably.
clip outside. You remember the slippers phase? Like we would just all
Like in
wear
words.
slippers. It was the
It's
best.
smart.
Dude. Like
Yeah.
just you're outside and you're fucking comfortable.
Your slippers. It's a good idea for skating. Like if you leave the house and you're carrying your skates and you got slippers on that you can just slip on and off. That's a
Bro.
smart move.
The new Intuition fucking slippers. Holy shit.
I have
Those
to
are-
try
They're
those.
so dope.
Did you get them?
Man. No, but my homie Mike McMullen got them. And I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, yeah, I got the new Intuition slippers for Christmas. And I was like, what are you talking about? I thought he was talking about liners or something. And then I like saw them on Oak City and I was like, whoa, like they look very, very comfortable.
Yeah.
You know?
They're like little Intuition boots.
Yeah. Like if somebody saw you walking around in those, they'd be like, man, he looks pretty fucking comfortable.
You're right. Those look
You know?
more comfortable than slippers or slides or flip-flops.
Yeah. They have like fur in them and shit. But they're like kind of like loud. The fucking yellow ones are so hard. You're like obnoxiously telling everybody how comfortable you are. Like, I'm fucking chilling, bro.
Bright comfort.
Yeah.
I like how
I'm
they're
ordering
yellow.
some. I'm gonna order
Yeah.
the yellow ones. Gotta do it.
And it's confusing that they're called a slipper because are they for outdoor use?
Well, they're called the après booties. So they're for after a day of skiing or snowboarding. You take them out of your car.
Skating.
I mean, well, we're adopting them. Skating is adopting them. So,
Okay, fine.
but they weren't made for skating, but they will be popular in skating because I want a pair.
If you can go from an Intuition liner in your skate and then put on an Intuition shoe or boot or slipper, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
then you're really killing the comfort game.
Oh my god.
You're going from comfort to comfort.
constant.
I still
Just constant comfort. We should start a brand called Constant Comfort.
Oh my god, I would buy everything. Just nothing under extra large, dude. The softest materials.
Constant comfort.
Man, yeah.
only the softest materials, all XL.
Great beanies.
Kevin, what products have you been supporting and representing outside of boot? We didn't finish talking about all your boots. So what clothing products have you been supporting and representing?
I've been trying to support as many as possible. I wish there was more product, honestly. Soft goods. Like there was like an overwhelming amount of soft goods for a long time. And there was like backstock issues with shops not being able to sell it. But now there's like not enough, you know, muzzle.
Muzzle's
I
good.
always buy muzzles product. Basement's sick. Them makes cool stuff. I wish I could skate their skates more than anything on earth. Ghetto community, you know, those dudes are dope. I want to buy some fucking unlimited minutes. Okay.
Got
I
that
got
too.
that pop up as well.
Too Easy. I want to buy Too Easy
Ooh.
shit, but they only make XL. That's not comfortable.
You need a double XL?
Yeah, dog.
Oh, double
Not big
XL.
enough.
Okay.
Double XL, baby. With the
Double
fucking
X.
collar cut off. Ugh. I don't know, man. Power slide. I bought a bunch of power slide shit. I've been doing fitness skating. Kind of. Trail skating. We have a bunch of like really rad trails all through like Metro Atlanta area. So I bought some power slide next with the 3x110 frame, the longer one. They make a short one, not a long one.
How do you like those?
I think they're really fucking great. They're super comfortable. They come with a good liner. Another gift from the Canadian rollerblading culture. You know, everybody's liners are now really good. They're great, man. I have hydrogen wheels on them. Tom Heiser, like I shot some photos during the pandemic for rollerblade, and he sent me a bunch of wheels. So I have these 110 hydrogens. I had no idea like how much better of an experience you could have with a high quality large wheel. Like it make for street it's whatever, but on like when you're skating 15 miles, like you can really feel the difference on like how much less energy you have to exert when you have a proper wheel on your skate, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah,
It took
totally.
me a while to figure that one out too. When I first started using speed skates, I would use the stock wheels, and then I finally bought aftermarket ones, and it clicked that, yeah, way less energy,
Yeah,
more cruise, more coast. The hydrogens are amazing,
more
really
cruise,
good.
more coast. Yeah,
So what was it
I
about
actually
the?
have
Cruise more coast.
Oh, you actually have
Awesome.
some what?
some 60 millimeter hydrogens that I want to put on, but I'm skating some Win brand wheels right now. It's my boy Julian Baugh's company. I really
Nice.
enjoy all of the things that he's doing, and his team is very comfortable looking when they skate. It's like number one criteria: you must look incredibly comfortable and cool to be on Win.
It's Bobby and Julian and
And
Yuto. Oh, that is a solid team.
Like
That's a comfortable team.
solid, very comfortable. Fucking Yuto, dude. Bobby, what?
Wow.
Those dudes.
Bobby
are
looks
sick.
very comfortable in his
very
movements.
comfortable. He does.
Like he
It's
doesn't
crazy.
need to try very hard to do really incredible things. He just chills and is comfortable, and then he does it.
Bro, he does down kangs, and they look good.
You're
You know what I
right.
mean?
Down Kang.
The Louis Zamora style.
Like just kick
Oh.
down instead of out.
Yeah. He does a lot of things that you wouldn't think would be good, but he makes them look good.
Yeah, dude. I like that guy.
Yeah. I like it when people do things that you wouldn't think are going to be good, but they're good when they do them. Like a stick man. Like I saw Anthony Potier do a stick man fakie 5,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't, if it's written down, you'd say, oh no, that's no good. But the way he did it, he made it look sick. It made you want to do a stick man fakie 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's confident in his stick fives.
Yeah.
And the down kangs.
And the down kangs, they can be sick.
They can.
Who else down kanged besides Zamora? Did Eric Garcia almost had a? I'm trying to think. He may have had a down kang or like a curved. It wasn't straight. It was kind of curved and down. Am I thinking that right?
I feel like he kind of wrapped it around his other leg a little bit too. Like
Yeah,
you're
you're
Yeah,
right.
he did a rap kang.
Wrap kang, cross kangs.
Rap kang.
Liu
Cross
Kang.
kang.
Broskow did a Liu Kang very recently.
He does the perfect sideways, like the actual Liu Kang. Like nobody can do it like him on street. Like the fact that Alex can do that on gaps without launching and like get his foot out, like Alex is fucking better than everyone. We know
He
that.
really brings it out
Yeah.
and brings it back in.
Yeah, it's pronounced. It's on
Pronounced
purpose.
Liu Kang.
Alex Broskow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Ryan-
goes from a safety to a Liu Kang and back to safety
Yes.
before he lands.
Yeah.
Has there
On
ever been
like legit gaps.
Yeah, no launch. You're right, because a Liu Kang is much easier. A Liu Kang 180 with a launch is much easier to control the in and out. Whereas if you have to jump and control the in and out, you really need to know where your weight and balance are. Alex is really good at that. There hasn't been a solid Liu Kang conversation. I'm sure vert skaters talked about proper and solid Liu Kangs, but in terms of a street Liu Kang,
Yeah.
there hasn't been a conversation on what people really like about Liu Kangs. Broskow,
Damn.
watch Broskow.
You remember that fucking Josh Petty forward Liu Kang? It was like a straight jump forward Liu Kang off that little
BG7.
bank.
BG7, dude. Ooh.
Straight Kang.
Yeah.
Because it was
Kang.
off the straight Kang.
Dude.
It was off the same foot too. It was off the foot that he
Yeah.
rode. rode up with the bank, and then he kicked it out and kind of leg grabbed the foot.
Wow.
That was sick.
That was incredible. In army pants.
Baggy, is it army pants or sweatpants?
I thought he was in baggy army pants, but I might be mistaken because he wore
baggy army pant, baggy sweatpant.
Either way,
it's just great pant choices.
Fifth Elements.
Yeah,
a very comfy skate.
Yeah,
I loved this year that so many things. The people came back to skating. People who wanted the Fifth Elements back for so long. Was that this year or last year? I can't even tell. Like that. When I think of the beginning of the year, the Them 909 came out in like May, but that feels like 2 years ago in our current time that the 909 came out this year.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, this year, 2020.
In spring it came out, but that feels like 2 years ago. So I was going to say the Fifth Element, I just love that people are coming back to skating and they are like, holy shit, you can buy Fifth Elements. It's so sick that the culture is so varied and wide now in a way that it had never been before. So if someone if people love Josh Petty and VG7, you can get the Fifths, you can get the army pants, you can get a basketball jersey, and you can do the one-footed Liu Kang at the skate park. Find a bank, roll off the 1 foot, maybe stretch a little bit first though, probably.
Yeah, get loose. Stretch. And or you could get the Shima.
You're right.
Pro boot, which is available now in 2020.
Might be sold out.
Yeah, maybe.
I have
probably
some right there. I'm looking at a pair right now. They're beautiful.
Do you have them?
I have them.
Whoa. How did you like them? Have you skated them?
I haven't skated them. I couldn't decide if I wanted to skate them or not. You know?
Wow.
Like
so they're just mint.
They're just mint.
Wow.
I want to put them in a glass case.
Yeah.
Like, you know how people put basketballs and shit in glass cases?
Yeah.
Like, I want to take the frames off, have Shima sign them, and have them on my mantle.
Yes.
Like,
that's a good idea.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shima.
I do. It's one of the first skates outside of the first time I wanted to do that was when I saw those Arlo Volo skates was the first skate I almost got just to have sitting somewhere. But I love that, the Shima. I think it's going to spark a whole thing with companies reissuing skates because it could even be sold out. But the success of it was insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the best looking razors probably ever made. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like the Colt boot used to be it was the boot that you could get any part or any shell that you wanted. Like there was always availability. And I don't know if it's like the pandemic and everybody's starting to skate again or whatever, but like I went from like casually being able to order $129 pair of shells whenever I wanted to them never being in stock. So
yeah, stuff comes in and just sells out.
It sells out. The first, like when I realized, like, I don't know if you guys had this moment, but like during the pandemic, you kept hearing about how rollerblading was back and all these people were skating again, and TikTok dance videos with skates were like popping off, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. Like, this is so cool. I'm so happy for everybody. And then like I went to order some skates and there weren't any available, and I was like, fuck this shit. Like who are these? I can't get skates. Like, fuck.
They got to make more shit.
They got to make more shit. I was listening to, I forget who was talking about it, but it was like Jake Ellie.
Yeah.
I think he was talking about like how all the manufacturers and shops are taking these big risks right now. And there's been like a conversation, I guess, like globally about like what kind of increase in quantity that the shops and manufacturers are going to order for next year because they don't know if it's actual sustainable growth or not. That's, man, what a cool problem to have.
I'm happy I'm just a consumer though. I would be stressed out about like, I did that meme where it was like the guy there's 2 buttons and it was order some skates and order a shitload more skates. And that was that was when it was first happening. But the reports are that it's still going, that it wasn't just a mini boom for a couple months, that it really seems like more and more people are coming back and buying skates. It's happening.
I was skating yesterday. Like there's this basketball court up the street. We have a bunch of boxes up there. And I randomly like 4 rollerbladers showed up that were
Whoa.
sick and had like adapts and like nice shit. You know what I mean? And they were doing like legit tricks. I 2 of them I didn't even know. But
That's
that,
so cool.
like, I can literally drive around that spot. It's up the street from my house. So on the way home, I'll pass it now because like 9 times out of 10, there's somebody up there, whether they're quad skating or like aggressive skating or just like
Weird.
learning. It's so weird. Like to have people just show up. I was like, I actually left. Like, I'm so used to just skating alone. You know what I mean? Like,
Too much pressure.
I toughed it out for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, all right, I'm gonna skate with these dudes. Like, this is cool. It's like great. Like that there's more people now, and I made it like 15 minutes, and I just bailed to the. There's like 2 or 3 like DIY. It's all these basketball courts. Like they took the hoops off of our basketball courts.
Sick.
So every one of them is now like a little DIY skate park, which has been fucking awesome.
Yeah, that
That's so
classic IMYTA spot is a DIY now, isn't it?
Well, so that's yes, but they brush it out like once every other week. So like people bring shit up there, it gets really fun, and then they get rid of it all, which sucks. Like for a minute, there was like 5 really, really fun things there. And that place is fucking amazing because it's covered. It's the concrete that they use for garages, you know, like that really fucking smooth stuff. It was wonderful. And that was like another place where you would like bump into people. Like people would just be up there like quad skating around, like rollerblading or whatever. And it's been fucking weird. There's like this huge every Thursday night there's a rollerblader named Richard Williams. He skated for K2. He was like a ambassador for them. He does this cool series called
Stupid Dope.
on Stupid Dope, where he like travels around and like skates and enjoys like local cuisine and whatever. It's fucking rad. But he started a Thursday night skate at this like brewery district on the west side of Atlanta. And I saw a video of it and it looked like there was a lot of people. So I like went to one and there was like 150 people. And like like practice rails, there's like dance skaters, fitness skaters, aggressive skaters, like everybody just vibing. And like there's a really cool beer shop there. So I like walked over. I didn't skate because I just wasn't skating that day. And I like went to buy some beer. And like while I was in the beer shop, like 4 or 5 people like skated in to buy beer, like very casually, like chatting with each other. It was the fucking strangest thing I'd ever seen. Cause like none of them knew who I am. Like people that like, they didn't know who I was, which I'm not trying to sound like arrogant or whatever, but in Atlanta, like I've skated for long enough where like most people, I know them and they know me. And I was fucking amazing. Like I wasn't a part of it, but I was there and I could participate if I wanted to. But yeah, like 150 to 200 people just vibing music and not like, like I saw this one dude that I like know outside of skating that like, he designs most of the Run the Jewels merch and fucking album artwork and shit. Like that guy was just chilling with his girl who was like quad skating. Like it's just fucking weird. It's like actually accepted again. Like these people that I'm seeing at these events are like people that I would see at like, I don't know, different music events and like the cool like hip shit that's happening in Atlanta. And then now they're at this like skate thing every Thursday, and it's fucking mind-blowing because the whole world's been so like distraught and negative and bad, and it's like hard to be happy right now. Like it's like almost like disrespectful to be like joyous. But skating is just fucking crushing.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Everything on earth sucks except for, well, not everything, but you know what I mean? Like at large, society is crumbling, it seems, but skating's like thriving.
It's true. We haven't experienced this massive, like there aren't these parties in Kamloops, you know, like Joey and I are still just skating by ourselves. But the one weird thing that has happened, There was that quote in Black Market where Arlo was giving that interview, and he had a line. He said, "No one's giving you a high five on the street saying that's cool." On multiple occasions, I've been skating, and people have walked by me and looked and been like, "Cool!" Like they've actually had that reaction.
Dude, 100%.
And it is weird when you're used to people just clowning you for years and years, and then all of a sudden it does feel very accepted, and people are like, they're cool with it. It is really weird.
Oh, you guys know who Trace Taylor is?
Of course.
It's like Rejects, that's like my best friend. Like we work together, and he skates. He like just got the Rosie's Buios. Like first he bought, like during the convention, he was like, I'm just gonna get some fucking rec skates to like roll around or whatever. His girl bought some Impalas. And she's like high-end fashion photographer, does like Nike and Adidas campaigns, like super fucking cool. Like for her to skate is like a whole awesome thing in itself. But like Trace got he got some rec skates, the fucking Impala, not the Impala, the Majestic 12. What the fuck is the Majestic 12 called? It's not the aggressive skate. Majestic 12.
Yeah, isn't it the Impala?
No, that's the fucking Colt boot that the skateboarders.
There's the for Roses. There's the Fifth Element and the M12, and then there's just the Impala for Impala skates is the rec skate brand.
Right. So the Trace bought the M12. That's the rec one with the 80 mil, like a fixed frame version. And he was like, yeah, I'm just gonna like skate around with my girl at the tennis courts. It ends up that like closest tennis court to our house or to their house is the one that had these boxes on it that are now on the basketball court next to that. And he like could not help himself, like just started fucking doing Machios with these 80 millimeter, like the old school fucking no sole plate dudes. He lasted like a month, and then he ended up ordering some of the Buios, like the super fucking crispy new Rosies.
Yes.
I don't know where I was going with that. It's just like crazy that like it's not like he didn't force his girlfriend to try skates. Like she started skating because she was seeing skate content in like a different way and wanted to rollerblade. Like she knew that Trace skated, but like she like wanted to try skating because of other shit and like got Trace back into skating.
I feel like there's a big boom with females with skating, and it's like roller skating and a lot of girls rollerblading, and that has a lot to do with it. Like when guys can go out with their girls and they're into skating.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole like young group of rollerbladers in Atlanta, not young, but the people who are younger than me who are not young anymore. Like all of their girlfriends, they have like a skate crew. There's like 4 or 5 of these. They call themselves the Quad Broads, I believe. And they go skate more than we do. They have like an Instagram account. They go to skate parks. Like they're like so fucking stoked. They like talk, like you'll be around them and they like talk to each other about. It's fucking crazy, man. It's like it's so rad that like so many more people are experiencing this like joy, this like fun thing where you just rollerblade around or roller skate around. It's cool. Happy for the world.
It's very cool. I think it's going to continue.
I did see in Kamloops one of the tennis courts that we skated one day just about a month ago. There was a guy on a skateboard, and one of his girlfriends was on rollerblades, and one girl had roller skates. They were like the Moxie or Impala, and it was the first time I had seen that culture land in Kamloops, which means it's got to be huge because I have never seen that like the Moxie style roller skater girl look in Kamloops. And they were skating one of our tennis court spots that's usually dead. And I had this moment, I was like, should I go and say hi to them? And then I realized how old I am, and then like, I'm just gonna skate by myself. No, but it was so cool. How old I am. But they were like in their early 20s. It was a dude and 2 girls. They all had different wheel objects, in the tennis court. And it looked
Yeah.
so like perfect thing to do on a winter day where the ground had dried up. And I think it feels like it's only going to get bigger. And it feels like there was some action sports god in the cosmos that was like, should I press the button and make rollerblading cool again? Should I press it? And then they pressed it in March or whatever. And it was like, it just keeps going. Some weird, in pop culture too, it's all positive. Like rollerblading is being represented as a normal thing, not
100%.
as a joke.
Kim
It's not
Kardashian's rollerblading.
Yeah.
She has for a while, I think, too.
Yeah.
Do you think that Kanye is gonna like just start like obsessing over? Like, I hope that he like just like grabs her skate and is like, I can make this better. Oh, we lost Todd again. No, he's back.
I'm back.
Okay.
Like, imagine
If Kanye starts producing rollerblades,
skates, that would be fucking wild, right? But that's like
Amazing.
not out of the. I mean, I'm sure that like Kanye probably follows Brain Dead. There's gonna be Yeezy skates. They're gonna be very.
It's coming.
Two things. He copied.
Really comfortable.
He copied our thumbnail. Remember that, Todd? He copied our thumbnail.
He did.
His album art was straight up copied from one of our edits. I posted
It's
the
true.
side-by-side comparison. Yeah, he follows us.
Common.
Yeah.
And I loved how close those Yeezy samples were to, they looked like Intuition liners.
Liners?
Yeah.
100%, dude.
And in Back to the Future,
He's watching.
the Marty
He's
McFly
watching right
shoes
now.
in Back to the Future looked a lot like skate liners. That could become a thing.
Damn. The blank liner is going to be the one, huh?
Tom was
They
ahead of
tried
that, yeah.
Tom tried to. It's still a cool liner. I think it's just hard because the sole, like, that's the difficult part, right? To make the sole actually be comfortable enough to walk around, and it's also just weird, like how high a liner thing is.
I think this decade, there's gonna be some crazy things that happen.
Yes,
and then it's gonna become kind of normal, like you're gonna take it for granted, but it's gonna be really crazy. You watch. Shit is gonna happen. This is just the beginning. 2020 is just the very, very, very beginning.
I know, man, because the fucking numbers are gonna come in.
Yep.
And there's gonna be people that are like, oh, we should make money off of this.
Yep.
They're gonna start manufacturing their own shit.
It's gonna be more and more events, more and more comps, more and more people posting shit on their Instagrams, and it's just the beginning.
We're some, Mike Colliner is. He's from Pittsburgh, super rad rollerblader. He's a architect, and he works for a firm that's doing the redesigning public parks in Atlanta right now. And so he's doing a bike park right now with like the little whoop-de-doo fucking mountain bike stuff.
Yeah.
But we've been chatting back and forth ever since like we saw that big skate night that I was talking about. Like, they got kicked out of a parking lot, and we were talking about ways you could make it legitimate. And so we were trying to do a pop-up skating rink with like music and advertising and all these things. Like, I can't help, like, my ambitious self can't help but like start thinking like bigger about the opportunities that could become in skating, So it's just cool. Like, you can actually think like that when you talk, like when you speak about it. Like, we talked to the person that owns the property, and they didn't shut down the idea right away. Like, that same property owner, during the pandemic, I was kind of thinking about starting a skate shop amongst other delusions I was having during the pandemic. Well, we're still in the pandemic, but during the lockdown. But I had talked to that property owner. It's like there's this thing called the Beltline in Atlanta, and it's an old train track that is out of commission, and it goes around the whole circumference of the city, and it connects 26 different neighborhoods. And so they're paving the entire thing. They've paved like half of it. And surrounding that path they've built up, like the development is insane. Like all of the property values skyrocketed. Every like brewery and good restaurant, like everybody wants to be by the Beltline. And that's where this West End Brewing Park is, that Thursday night skates at. So I hit them up to talk about possibly renting space or a skate shop there, and they were like super enthusiastic about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, that would be a great fit for what we're trying to build over here, and we would love to have that kind of product available to our consumers. And that same person is the person that was like willing to consider doing a pop-up like skating rink in their parking lot, which is
Wow.
It's just, I don't know. Like
There's
thinking of it right now, it's like very normal. But like 3 years ago, like no fucking way. Like you couldn't even think like that, because like taking the risk, like for anybody, it was hard. Like
wasn't realistic. But yeah, those opportunities are available in so many cities, like along these belt lines or seawalls, whatever they are in the city. You know, having a place for people to rent skates or buy skates. I mean, that's a plausible, you know, business idea. It could actually work.
How fucking sick is that?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like,
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these options, people are going to start actually doing that actually start creating shops, and then skates are going to be more and more accessible and normal. You know, a lot of like, you know, skates are still hard to find. There's still a lot of places where there's not a shop, you know, and that's important for people to be able to try on a pair of skates and see what feels good, see what's comfortable, you know, find what fits, and then make their purchase. And having those shops are going to increase the numbers so much, get so many more people into skating.
Oh, maybe that means more shell sizes.
It will, Kevin.
I hope so.
Quarter sizes.
Dude, that's the other thing about Colts. My foot is a 290 millimeters. It's a 295 skate. Like,
what size is that? What size boot are you, Kevin?
Oh, it's a 10-11 shell. Yeah. Like like the size them that I skate is 2 centimeters longer than my foot.
Whoa.
Which that's problematic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's not good. That's not ideal.
No. I tried, and I want to skate thems so fucking badly.
Yeah.
But I'm also 38, and I want to.
Yeah, it's got to fit.
When I put my skates on, like, it's got to feel like it's attached to my body, and I can do exactly what I want with it.
You can't support and represent if you're not comfortable. Comfort is the key component to supporting and representing. If you're comfortable, then you're going to support and represent. But if you're not comfortable, you cannot support and represent.
That's correct. But I can still, you know, have got hoodies and shit, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You can support and represent through other means.
Yeah, you can.
But the skate has to fit.
You can support and be comfortable, but to represent and support and be comfortable, you need something that fits for a skate. Yeah.
The trifecta. That's all three.
Yeah. Man.
I was gonna ask you about is his name Julian Garcia?
Yeah, Leon.
That guy's amazing. And where did he come from? Or he's a younger guy?
He lives in my neighborhood. I think his father's from Argentina, or his family's lineage is on his father's side, I believe. It's Argentinian. But he came from Atlanta, Georgia. And he's the fucking best. He's like the nicest guy, super fucking intelligent, skates really rad, is like, I don't know, like dealing with like being like an older person. When I go skate with Julian and Lewis just moved here from Miami, but those two dudes, like, they make you feel extremely comfortable when you go skate with them. You know what I mean? Like, they voluntarily film you and like give you props and like, you know, you know what I mean? Like they're like genuinely hyped on skating and like
They're encouraging of you.
Of everyone. Like they're, I don't know, they're just fucking really rad dudes. Like, Leon, man, he was hazed pretty hard by like Chris Smith and David Sizemore, Carson. Like he kind of came up under them. He was like the young guy that skated with those dudes, and they were fucking tough on him. They made him go hard. Like they like pushed him to do like all kinds of crazy fucking hammers and like. But man, he's so good. His style is so cool, man.
Yeah, he has a style that reminds me of the like older skate videos, but then he has the newer style.
Yeah,
like he reminds me of Bobby or Nick Labar. He has a little bit of that, but then he has like pictures of him. It looks like old skate magazine photos that he's figured out the secret sauce or spice on tricks. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's so good.
He's taken like a piece of every part of skating and like magically made this superhuman.
That's something that I joked about in MB1 was that rollerblading didn't really have a culture yet, that we kind of like jumped the gun on that. And then so things like the Shima skate or skaters like, it's Julian, not Julian?
He goes by either one. It's Julian, but he's like fine with Julian. We call him Leon.
Julian sounds really sick.
Julian.
I like Julian.
Julian.
That's good.
Julian. Yeah. But seeing him skate and seeing like the Shima skate come out, that it's a 20-year anniversary skate, it's like these things remind me. It's like we actually have a culture and a history and different styles. We have so many amazing skaters that I often forget about certain people when they release new stuff. Like it's hard to keep track of how much amazing shit is coming out for products and videos. That it's just this flood of like somebody who's getting into skating now, just the stuff that they can discover, the backlog of videos and skaters and styles. It's insane. And it's something that, we obviously didn't have. We hold that one era of skating so dearly. And it's so funny that like in VG20 that back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. And that was like, it was like fucking like 3 years later or something, and they were already trying to be nostalgic and all this shit, and it's like
they were like 22.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Everybody thought they were old when they were like 25. It was like gotta call it quits. Old now. Yeah. That's what this kid at the boxes up the street from my house yesterday. This kid's like 25, and he was like, "Oh, I'm fucking sore, man. Getting old." And his buddy was like, "Whatever, man. You're only in your mid-20s." And I was just like, "You lucky little shit." Like, I'm 38. I still feel decent. But if I would have like known at 25 that I wasn't fucking old, I would have like actually cared about or appreciated the fact that I was in like such better shape. Man.
Yeah, how's the body feeling after like maybe like a 1 hour grind box session? How does the body feel?
It feels good. It could feel better. I've been doing other things outside of like grinder blading to try to like build up muscle and dexterity.
Rec skating probably helps a lot.
Yeah, I saw you were posting like cruising videos. It's cool that you're kind of like sharing your exploring on YouTube.
Yeah, I was like rewatching that this morning because Todd had messaged me and was like, "We haven't talked in 5 years," and I was like, "What the fuck have I done in 5 years?" But like the cruising thing during the lockdown, I started to watch so much YouTube content about rollerblading. Ricardo and Brandon Drummond and fucking Twib and you guys and Jake Ellie, all the shit they do for Loco Skates. Like I just started watching it and I was like really inspired by it, and I was like, "Wait, you can just share, like you don't have to like put together like a hard ass section on street. Like you can just be like, it's something to like document and watch and like show your friends, especially in that moment that we couldn't see our friends. It was like, this is like, I'm just skating down this like trail and it's really fun." and it's like how I'm surviving this fucked up year, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I had a moment yesterday watching that Joe Atkinson vlog where he was at Estrogen's house with Rob G and Miguel. That edit, I think I enjoyed that edit like more than, you know, it was in my top 5 of the last 6 months.
Good.
Like it was, there's just a joy came through where they were like calling out tricks like Rob, do a 0 alley-oop Miz.
Yeah.
It just captured like that fun session with your homies so well. And I felt like I was like, I don't know, I picked up the vibe of that joy.
Yeah.
I was really jealous, but I enjoyed the shit out of it. It was so good.
Well, yeah, like that they've built like her, I can't, like Moxie, man, wow. Like what a fucking story. Like the fact that it's hard not to be pumped that she's like has a like appreciation for rollerblading and that she was a rollerblader and she like understands the shit we've dealt with, and for her to have this platform and not be afraid to like include us in that platform is like,
we're very lucky that
awesome.
She's inclusive of us. Yeah, that's a big thing for us.
What a cool.
It's a big thing for rollerblading, that roller skating and rollerblading aren't like at odds anymore. It seems like
fucking awesome.
We're all friendly, and you choose the technology that suits you, and there's no like, oh, rollerblades, that's lame. Because there was that like 10 years ago, roller skaters would like mock rollerbladers. I think just because they didn't want to be lumped in with the same group as rollerbladers.
Like skiing.
It's like, what the you're making fun of, like the wheels are in a different configuration and you think that's lame. Like I'm so happy that it's not like that anymore.
So am I, man. I love quad skating. Like it's really fun to watch. Like there's like a very long history in Atlanta for quad skating and skating rinks, like dance skating and shadow skating.
Yeah.
Like a much more robust history than probably we have, you know? And now
for dancing, roller skates seem to be a better technology than rollerblades.
Yeah, like the foot movement.
Because it's more like stable, and like for dancing, it seems to work better.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some really good dance videos of roller skaters now, and you're just like, I went and I participated in a few protests over the last couple months, and one of them was put on by skateboarders. There's like this skateboard shop in Atlanta, and we've been at odds for the entire time I've been alive, basically. And there was probably 5 of us that went to this thing. There was like 200 or 300 skateboarders, and then like 5 rollerbladers, and it was like they know who but it was bigger than skating, so we went to like just participate in this protest, you know, and like stand up for what we thought was right. And we skated, and it was like super positive. I mean, like mashing through the city, bombing hills, like everything was good. There wasn't any like tiffs between us because everybody understood like the bigger picture. And then there's a video on like a big like a social media account in Atlanta. It's like really popular, and they post all kinds of like just memes, and they poke fun at Atlanta, but it's really funny. And they posted a video of like everybody bombing this big hill by the stadium, and I was in the video bombing it amongst all these skateboarders. And like this is a protest in the name of standing up for Black lives. Like has not, like it's just skating, but it's about something much bigger than that. And like the 5th time my man was like, I would have shoved that fucking rollerblader on the fucking ground. And it was like, oh man, like that's so intense that like even in this like super important moment where everybody has put aside their differences to be like a common voice for a very important cause, that some dude's still just like, fuck rollerblading, you know? It's like, fuck.
It's like the last acceptable form of hate. You're allowed to hate rollerbladers. You can't hate like people based on their skin color or their sexual orientation, but fucking rollerblader.
Like, why would you want to hurt me? You know what I mean? Like, I'm a
on
dad.
your side,
I'm
bro.
a 38-year-old dad. Like, I just, but I went to a quad, like, there's a skate dancer in Atlanta. Her name's Skate Fantasy. She's like a quad skater, super talented, like really rad dance skater. And she put together a similar protest through the city, and it was mostly quad skating with some rollerbladers. And I went to that, and it was my first time being kind of ingrained on like any real level with that culture. And it was so fucking awesome to see all the similarities and differences that like rollerblading has with quad skating. So it was like I think that for the quad skaters, it was like freeing to be skating in the streets. Like it seems like quads have been confined to rinks for so long, but now like quads have this new like breath of fresh air by being able to get in the streets. I don't know if they're like using soft urethane or whatever, but I don't know. It was like super positive. It made me want to know more about the history of skating in that, wheel formation in Atlanta or in general, But I wouldn't have had those thoughts 2 years ago when,
Right.
like Todd was saying, like we were at odds for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So good on Jen, or not Jen, Michelle, for fucking bridging that gap. It seems like she's like the force. It seems like she's the force behind that. You know what I mean?
Big time. Yeah.
And Miguel.
Yeah.
Good on them. Good, their fucking house. Are you kidding me? Like with Rob G and Joe. What? Who doesn't want to be there with those awesome human beings? Like every single one of those people is so sick.
Ripping the mini.
I have a mini in my backyard in pieces right now.
Really?
I do. It was gifted to me.
Wow.
I'm going to make it wider. It's only 12 feet wide right now. I'm going to make it 24 feet wide.
Sick.
I'm pretty excited.
What's your favorite coping trick, Kevin? What are you excited? What posture while sliding are you excited to do on this mini first when you think of it?
Probably sweat stance for some reason right now.
Ooh. Damn.
It's the only, I don't sweat stance on anything except for mini ramps.
I can say that too.
I want to do a sweat stance.
There's something about rolling up to the sweat stance that feels a lot more natural than having to like jump onto a ledge or I don't do many sweat stances, but I'll throw them on a quarter pipe here and there.
Yeah.
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 Oh, and there's certain moves that feel so much more natural to do on a mini than on like a ledge.
Oh my God.
Like I can hit like an alley-oop fish pretty consistently on a mini, but not on a ledge. Like it's so different to jump onto it.
So different. Yeah, it's interesting. Alley-oop top horn too is like any kind of alley-oop top sides I love on mini ramps. But I fucking they're scary as shit on street. I guess it's because you're coming at like you're halfway into the spin already,
Yeah.
You're not doing a 180 into it, you're doing 90.
And there's less of a like slam onto it. It's just you're there, you're right level with it, and you just put your feet in the position and you slide. It's like magic. It's very cool.
Yeah. So is there going to be a family session over at the McGarry's house now?
I'm long overdue.
Is it getting added to the lineup?
Oh, I haven't even put that together in my head. I'd have to ask the creator of Family Sessions if I could make a family session outside of his family sessions, but it would have to.
That would be very sweet, but I better get an invite.
Yeah, see, I imagine we're overdue that I have to integrate my family session into Todd's family session. But I should make a family session with just Frankie and I. But I think we have to do the combined one first. Todd always, like, when they happen, it's short notice, so I'm always on dad duty, and I haven't made the mental leap yet where I would have Frankie, and like the worlds I've kept very separate still. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to concentrate on skating and feel as free with my kid there. Todd's really good at
That's
it.
the thing is you can't be as free
No.
because you're dadding and you're skating at the same time. So you need to be like less like selfish about it, you know, which is hard sometimes because you want to just focus on your skating, but you have to like take care of the kids when they need taking care of. And then when they're occupied together, then you can do your shit, you know?
Yeah.
See,
But like, it's an interesting
Who films
experience because it's not all about you, you know, like we get hyper focused on like ourselves when we're out skating. We're like, we want to kill it. It's all about me, you know, but when you're dadding and you're skating is like secondary to
Carl-
making sure
does
the little
wifey
humans are
film?
okay.
yeah, Carly's got the angles.
Yeah, she films.
Wow. Yo, I fully thought that you filmed all of them, Joey. I honestly thought that. She's killing it, dude.
Yeah,
Well done.
she's got the eye.
She kills
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick.
I should
Right
have
on.
just taken full credit and said that I do film them. But I'm talking about being selfish. I would have to insert myself into it somehow, like DAP, if I was filming them. But yeah,
I think there was one that Joey filmed. I think or maybe a couple.
yeah,
You've been guest filmer
Yeah.
on a family session.
but I would have to skate in it. See, I'm so selfish that I do have to try the family session thing. But even I love solo sessions, and then if I'm with Todd, we're filming and working on a project, and I've been doing that so long that I'm actually bad at skating in groups now because
Yeah.
my skating is so goal based when I'm by myself and it's a different pace. With Todd, it's the energy is really high for filming, so
Yeah,
I've like
hyper-focused.
lost the ability to properly skate in groups. It's like a skill that if like we're not filming anything or it's a weird thing. Do you have that?
Yeah, I definitely have that. Like, I'll occasionally, I very rarely go skate with people. When I do, I feel so awkward. Because I know that like the only thing I show people about my skating is me by myself, obsessively doing like 3 or 5 tricks, but it's taking me an hour and a half to do those things. So I feel like I have to like live up to that. Like every trick has to look rad and be hard when I'm around everybody else. I forget that they also are imperfect. But yeah, I get really uncomfortable and I do like soul grinds and drink a beer and laugh with everybody. I get very easily distracted by the comedy of skating, like just like being around everybody and like joking around and talking shit. Like it's good times.
And I think that's the thing is you have to lower your expectations about the actual skating, and it's more about the hang. You know, it's like you said, you do a soul grind, a mizu, and you share some laughs, and it's less like about focused shredding. You know,
right? Yeah,
and that's okay sometimes. It doesn't always. You don't always have to kill it.
Yeah.
Or do you?
I don't know. Those dudes, the guys that go skating with, like fucking kill it, dude. But they probably, I don't know. Skating's weird. It's like I see them do like a soul grind. I'm like, God damn, that's how you soul grind, you know. And then like I do it, and I'm like, man, I hope that was good enough. Like, I hope my soul grind. I'm old. They're fucking, you know. I don't know, man. I get too in my head when I'm skating with people.
Yeah.
By myself, I'm like fucking. I feel great. I don't care how long. Like it's just a great feeling.
It's interesting. A lot of people can't skate. I was talking to Leon about it, and I was saying that Joey just excels like crazy when he's by himself.
Yeah.
He skates so well solo. And Leon's like, yeah, I can't skate solo. Like That's so used to skating with people that like I'm used to kind of having an audience. Like I can't just do it alone. And it totally just depends on what you're used to. I feel like when we were teenagers, we were probably so used to skating with other people that skating by ourselves would be impossible, or like pushing ourselves alone. Yeah. Like no one's even here to watch me. Why would I try?
Right.
But as like dads, we're so used to like, you know, getting that little window of time where we're free and we just go by ourselves that we get used to that. And then the social aspect gets weird. I think it'll come full circle maybe when we're like 50, 60 and
Yeah.
we're like more social with each other. We're always getting together with the other old dudes.
Yeah,
And get more used to skating like in groups again.
I hope so. It'd be
think so.
fun to be able to enjoy it. I want to like it, but it's like I just can't do it, man. Like when those dudes rolled up the other day, yesterday, it's like old me would have been like, "What's up, guys? Like, let's be fucking buddies," and blah blah blah. And then I was just, I don't know, like that limited time that you have when you're a dad. It's like this actually. There were like three. I went to 3 different places yesterday, and fucking the first one, rollerbladers showed up, and I was like very happy to see that there was rollerbladers there, but I also was like uncomfortable and wanted to go somewhere else. So I went somewhere else, and this other place is like this little like plaza, but there's like a playground next to it with these bells, and this fucking like it's right where the ledges are, and this like mom and this kid walked up and like started playing the bells, and I like immediately got upset by that and like left. So then I fucking went to this third place, and the worst possible thing happened. Like I'm sitting there, I was like looked at it, I was like, all right, there's nobody here, like this is sick, I'm gonna be able to skate this, like, and I skated for like 15 minutes, and it took me so long to just figure out that I wanted to skate the simplest thing that was there. Like I was trying to do this like other bigger rails and shit that was there. I was like trying to like do too much, you know what I mean? But then like I figured out that this little like 5-foot long coping ledge, it was like the most fun, and I could do the most tricks and feel the best about skating. So I finally started to get loose on this little box, and this fucking skateboarder shows up. And I immediately like didn't even look at him, like sat down and took my skates off and like put my shoes on, and he walked up to me, he was like, "Hey man, like I didn't mean, like you don't gotta like leave or anything." I was like, "Nah man, like I do." I really, really enjoy being by myself, but I'm happy for you because now you get to have this for yourself. And I bailed.
Wow.
Like I have so little time to myself, you know what I mean, that I can go skate. It's like I don't want, like I just want to skate, and I want to, like, all my best friends live like all over the world, you know what I mean? Like I want to get my little shit, get my clips, put it on the internet, and like celebrate that with my boys, you know? Like that's where the celebration happens for me now. Is like when Mike McMullen like sees my clips and he's like, "Hell yeah, that was sick." Like that makes me feel so fucking good inside. But like the sound of that skateboard, like it was like this auditorium. They're so loud. Like I like watching skateboarding sometimes. And like I forgive skateboarding culture for its fucking insanity towards us. But the noise that it makes still like
that click
it
clack.
like it hits something deep in my soul, and it turns me into an animal. And
Yeah. I think a lot of rollerbladers can relate to that sound. Yeah.
You do a lot better with that, Todd.
I think I do experience the rage, but I try to hide it. I make it a part of the challenge. It's
you just do like a big 540. You're like angered 540.
Yeah, I try to like ignore it or just work with it. Because like
we got the indoor, and I remember how excited you were to skate it. We got that little indoor in Kamloops, and I didn't even want to go to it because of those sounds. I love skating when it's quiet. I relate to you so much on that, Kevin, that I've been at the skate park just fully in the zone, and then 1 or 2 people show up and I'll leave.
Yes. That's why I go so early in the morning. Like you have to go early because 10:30, 11 o'clock, that's when like the timer starts ticking. Like somebody's going to show up at 10:30, 11 o'clock. You know what I mean? Like anytime before that, you're golden. You have a cup of coffee, relax, warm up slowly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Those are good times. Oh.
And it's not about not liking the activity that shows up. It is about that time and that zone is so special.
It is.
Like breathing in a breath of fresh air while you're putting on your skates and there's nobody there in the morning. You're drinking a coffee and you're just like slowly cruising around. It's one of the best things.
That's church right there.
Put your keys in your shoes. Just like, let's
Oh,
get it.
let's get
the
it.
keys in
There's
the
no
shoes.
better feeling.
Everything.
Why has nobody
What?
put that in an edit? Why is the keys in the shoes is so real? Like, yeah, hide the key in the shoes.
I
Yeah.
always put the wallet and the phone in the shoes.
Wallet, phone, key, shoes.
No one ever looks there. No
Nobody
one's ever stolen anything out of a pair of shoes. Ever. I don't think that's ever
they
happened.
Smell.
You're not going to reach into someone's shoes.
No.
What are you, an animal?
This is a safe space. It's like a fucking. It's a safe.
I can have $500 cash in my wallet, put it in my shoes, crowded skate park, not even think about it.
Exactly. Man, yeah. It isn't. It isn't. You're right, Joey. It's not about like I don't dislike everybody else, but it's that time is so important to me that like I just want to be alone and like
Yeah.
the quiet and the calm is so amazing.
Todd's had to deal with that when we're out filming. He sees my little quirks here and there of one really weird thing or sound can bother me. It happens for when we're filming as well, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel the same irritation. I agree that it would be ideal to have quiet and nobody around for sure. But I also look at it as like a mental exercise to deal with those distractions. And because that's outside of your control, right? There's going to be click clacking of skateboards sometimes. There's going to be kids hitting bells and things. And I have the response to irritation, but I'm like, I need to learn to enjoy myself regardless and learn not to let that thing bother me. I guess that's my state of mind. I have to suffer through it.
Good. No, that's a good way to handle it.
And pretend like it doesn't bother me. Right. I am pretending, Joey. It bothers me just as much, but I just pretend like it doesn't.
You're really good at not putting it out into the universe then.
Yeah, I feel like if you fake it till you make it, if you pretend that it doesn't bother you, then it goes away quicker than if you dwell on something bothering you.
Right. I never get past that point. Like I can't.
It's like street skating. Hey, street skating. There's going to be distraction. A lot of distraction. If you go to like a busy place.
See, I can fuck with that. I like those distractions. Like I like being in the city and like the cars and the noises and the people and like all of that. I love. I like it when people look at me crazy. Like I really do enjoy that. I think it's just the skate park. I've like spoiled myself so much by going early in the morning that I don't want to make the choice to deal with it. I want to make the choice to leave. They invited Lewis and Julian Baugh invited me to the skate park the other day. And it's my favorite skate park, this little place called McCoy. And it was like 2, but it was like a Tuesday. So I was like, I'll go. Like maybe it won't be bad. And like 2 of my homies were already there. And I literally like skated halfway down the sidewalk and saw like 5 other not rollerblader people in there and like just turned around, didn't even say hi to him, and just left. Like, and I texted him and I was like, I had to bail, dude. There was other people there, like.
Wow.
I'm just a fucking curmudgeon old man. Like I see it, I'm like, fucking, and I leave.
I relate to this strongly. I've driven to the skate park before, and this giant skate park, the greatest skate park in the world. There'll be 4 or 5 people there, and I'll be like, no, I'm gonna go skate the yellow curb by the school instead.
Do you get angry when you pull? If it's like before 8 o'clock in the morning and I go to the skate park and somebody's there, I get fucking infuriated. I'm just like, what? 7:30? Like I was just listening to the best music. Coffee is kicking right now. Like, and you roll up and you just see this person there, and you're like, bro,
it depends on the mood.
Why are you at my skate park? Like,
when you pull up to an empty skate park, okay,
nothing better. You're just so happy. Like it's like mine. Look at this place.
Yes.
Nothing's gonna bother me.
Quiet.
You can wax things. You don't feel bad about it. Like just wax the shit out of it. Oh, I love it. It's fucking plastic. You know what I mean? More friction. Gets hot, soft. You gotta wax that.
Ooh, for sure. How you doing for time, Joey?
I have to get back to toddler dadding.
You gotta take off.
I wish I could go more, but you guys can stay on for a bit if you want.
Well, no, we'll wrap it up. I just wanted to share one thing with you guys.
Okay.
You guys recorded a podcast on December 21st, 2014.
Wow.
And I listened to this podcast sometime between Christmas and New Year's of that year. And Kevin talked a lot about not drinking.
Oh,
That was a big topic in this podcast. And that podcast was a huge catalyst for me I had a New Year's resolution. I was like, okay, I'm not going to drink for 2015 for the year. And I did that, and I felt so good that I just kept it going. And like to this day, I haven't had a drink.
Wow.
So I wanted to say thank you. That podcast was a huge catalyst for me. I remember listening to it, and the words, like, I forget exactly what you guys said, but it had a really strong impact on me. And it made a lot of sense that I should like stop this bad habit that I have. Cause I was drinking very excessively, like by myself, and using alcohol as a crutch. Anytime I was stressed, I was just numbing out my anxiety. So that has had a really awesome impact on my life. So thank you guys for that.
That's amazing, man. Right on. I'll drink to that.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm impressed.
Fucking amazing, man.
And you got even better at skating too.
This is true.
I bet you feel so fucking good. Like, do you drink a lot of water too?
Lots of water. Yeah, lots of coffee. My coffee intake, is pretty absurd. But yes, I drink a lot of water. I replaced drinking with exercise.
Wow.
So it's been a lot better.
Incredible choice to make. Well done. Yeah.
That's awesome that podcast inspired it. I find when I do take breaks from drinking, like I'll do 1 month or 2 months, I have so much energy that it's hard to know what to do with it. So you have to have things, exercise stuff to do, because your emotions are more raw and at the surface instead of buried down. Because I call alcohol is it's the shortcut to the illusion of relaxation.
Wow.
Right.
Whereas
you're pushing down the things that are stressing you out.
Yeah. Whereas if you're not
numbing
drinking,
out the stress, you're not dealing with it. You're not like working through it, but you're just eliminating it. When you're sober all the time, you just go through. You feel the stress and anxiety and discomfort and lack of confidence, and you just look at yourself in the mirror. My self-confidence took a huge hit when I stopped drinking. Like a few years it took. If you look at it on a bar graph, I was like here when I was drinking, and then when I quit, I dipped for like 3 years solid, and then it slowly like came back up, not as high, kind of like down here still, because you're just always looking at your weaknesses. They're all right there. When you drink, it's like your weaknesses are less at the forefront and your strengths are like way up here. You just feel balling,
Yes.
That was my experience.
Yeah.
It felt like, it's like, have I always been this lame? Like just looking in the mirror, like my face, has my face always looked so uncool? Have I looked like this forever?
Self-actualization. That's the most powerful drug I've ever taken is sobriety. Like, it's fucking an amazing feeling to face yourself every day. And like, it's like, I always called it the cheat code. Like, I'm drinking currently, not currently, but like I do drink right now. But yeah, when I'm sober, it's like, I feel like I can manipulate and control any professional or personal or private relationship that I have. Like it's really an outstanding feeling to be so in control of your thoughts. It's crazy.
It's weird. Success is a byproduct of being sober. It's like it just naturally happens.
Absolutely.
Not like
Well, yeah,
financial, just life success.
Life success. Yeah. You have so much, that you don't, it's harder to shake somebody to get under their skin when they're sober. Like you can't, I don't know, you're like infallible. Is that the right word? Like you just can't be fucked with. It's crazy. I love it. I should try it again sometime. Maybe this will be the podcast. You know? I'll go back and be like, damn, fuck alcohol.
Before we go, I'll say it was interesting listening to those Wheel Scene podcasts that it's more of a common theme, people getting sober or quitting drinking as we're getting into that age where for some people it's either you have the choice of not doing it at all or going down a really weird path because life just gets weirder and darker as you get older, especially your emotions and your mind more complicated. So I was excited to hear that some people's return to skating or their success in skating was related to them getting sober, that it was really motivating for them to make more stuff. And yeah, I love that's we're so old now that there's conversations about people being sober, which was just not even in the picture at all.
We've been, I think we're fortunate in our culture to be able to be open about these things, whether it's like just being an animal and full alcohol guy, or like recovering from that, or just being in between that. Like the fact that we can openly be ourselves and allow people into our indulgences is pretty fucking cool. Like,
yeah,
I can't act like
we're more
that
mature,
work.
we're older, right? So we're gonna have conversations that we just wouldn't have had 10 years ago. But it's an important conversation. I think some people they do find drinking, it's not really a problem, but for a lot of people their lives would be so much better, if they just felt the anxiety and stress all the time instead of numbing it out. They would have their relationships would be better, their understanding of themselves would be a lot better, just dealing with the negative emotions 24/7 and working through it and understanding the processes. Like there's cycles to our emotions and there's cycles to our stress, and you can't avoid it.
Right.
But you can learn to just accept it and understand that it will pass, and that it's just, it happens. Sometimes you get flooded with cortisol and you have an anxiety attack. That's just life. Sometimes you can't sleep because you're just riddled with stress. And that's okay. That's everybody's experiencing that, but if you understand that, okay, this is my periodic panic attack, that it's not going to last forever. That you're not special. That there's millions of people around the world having the exact same thing. You don't have to numb it out. It'll go away. And I've understood, like, okay, like if you're anxious about, say, a job interview or like something that you need to do, that anxiety is actually your mind and your body preparing for this situation. So it's getting amped up. Like even before a skate session, I will get really anxious. I'll get uncomfortably nervous because I'm like, I want it to be good. I want to skate good and everything. I hope, at the last minute I can't go. I hope that doesn't happen. I hope I hope everything works out, and I get like anxious. But that anxiety is actually my body getting prepared to like get to like the God mode. It's like it's getting amped up and it's uncomfortable. So if you like recognize these things in life as this discomfort is just a process to like you getting better. In so many ways, like discomfort is the path to getting 100%. To growth, right? Whether it's in your career or whether it's like physical or getting anxious about something. That's you
It's
getting
a
better.
natural process.
Exactly.
Accepting that anxiety is a good thing, and
Yes.
trying to understand and process it is a good thing. Being afraid of it and fighting it can lead to a lot of different problems. But
It just stunts your growth, right?
yeah, there's a
You
quote.
numb
There's
it
like
out.
there's a quote in an idea song, and it's somebody's talking about they're anxious or upset or nervous, and this other person's like, "You just got to jump in the river. Like, just
Yeah.
jump in, dude. Like, let it take you. Understand that like those
Embrace
thoughts
it.
and those feelings aren't permanent, and just
Yeah.
let it, like, deal with it. Be sad, be happy, be anxious or angry, but know
Yeah.
that like eventually things will calm down."
Yeah. And try not to take it out on others when you feel like that. Because oftentimes you'll feel like that, and then you'll look around at the
That's-
people around you and you'll start blaming them for how you're feeling. You're like, I feel shitty because this person said this or this person did this. That's normal. But you have to
Oh, man.
realize that that's just your mind playing a trick on you. And in 10 hours, 12 hours, a few hours, you're going to feel fine. And then you'll realize, like, oh, that person was just like trying to have fun, or
Right.
that person was just making a joke or whatever.
Right. And if you
I was
lash
just
out,
in
you're
a
gonna have to deal
shitty,
with the
I was in a
consequences.
shitty state.
Yeah.
So I was like angry at this person, you know?
Yeah. Huh. I'll have to think
I love
about
your,
it.
I love a lot of your posts are about being a nice guy. That's such, it's
Fighting
important to be a
every day to
nice
be a
guy.
nice guy.
It's,
I have it in me to be a fucking asshole.
me too,
I
man.
like, everybody has that, and it's like,
Yeah.
the easy way out, in my opinion, is to be a fucking asshole and to be
Yeah.
judgmental and to talk shit about other people. The harder thing is to like realize that most of those thoughts are coming from your own insecurities, and to face your own self-doubt,
Yes.
and like just worry about your fucking self. And if like
Right.
I want to change the world, I can't. But if I want to change my ability to fuck, or just to be a nice guy, if I just want to be a nice guy, that's the best I think I can do to make the world a little bit of a better place.
It's true.
So I try to remind myself to be a nice fucking guy.
It's a good
important to be a
reminder.
nice guy.
It's important to at least try and be
Well, yeah,
aware of
'cause
your inclination to be an asshole.
it's there. It's like always.
It's
It's
like-
like why I leave the skate park. Like when I hear the thing, I don't leave because like I leave because it's making that part of me come out. You know what I mean? It's like I'm gonna say something rude to this person I don't know because I have insecurities based on fucking, you know, all the crazy shit we've gone through with skateboarding over all these years. So it's like
Right.
if I take myself out of the equation, I don't have to. I don't want to. I don't want to be an asshole to that person. But it's, you know, on the tip of my tongue at all times to be.
Didn't Slow-Mo say? Slow-Mo. He said, I'm just trying to get to the end of my life without being an asshole.
God, that's so
That
brilliant.
is so
dude.
good.
That's fucking perfect. That guy.
And if you're in the zone, asshole is not an option in the zone.
No, because you'll get hurt.
You're right.
I used to be able to fucking do, like, back when I was a 19, 20-year-old little asshole, I would, like, on purpose, like, if skateboarders rolled up, I would just automatically go do, like, whatever the biggest thing at the skate park is, or the skate spot. You know what I mean? Like, I would, like, try to assert dominance, like,
Yeah.
by showing that, like, I'm not afraid, even though, like, deep down, with, like, all of us, we have fears and doubts. But I would, like,
Trying to show them who's
them
boss around
I'm
here.
the boss.
Look,
That's
motherfucker.
what-
I'm better than you. Okay? Let's make that clear. Okay? I'm going to do a 540. You're going to see it.
Angry
And
540.
it
dude.
means that I'm better. Okay? I'm the best.
One of
So
the,
just let that be known.
Just
Okay.
so you know.
the best quotes I heard about that is it was like a couple of years ago I read a skateboarder comment. It's like, when are rollerbladers going to realize that no matter how big they go, we don't give a shit about their tricks? And I was like, God damn it, why didn't you say that like That could have saved a whole lot of trouble for a whole lot of people. Like that attitude is so perfect. It's like this rollerblader went extra big. Look at us now. Look at how sick this is. Oh, look at how heterosexual rollerblading is.
Full male insecurity sport. I'm so glad that like we're not the dominant voice in this thing anymore. Like it's so rad that like it's everyone's now. It's not. It feels like it's finally everyone's. That it's not just our fucking weird.
It's a waste of energy to try to
male
dominance.
Shit.
Isn't it weird? That's when it grew. Who knew?
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, I got to get back to dadding now.
Cool.
But
well, thanks a lot, Kevin.
Kevin, it was
that
amazing.
Was all fun. Thank you, Joey.
Thank you, Todd. And
2021.
2021.
Physical
baby.
hangouts. I'm coming to Kamloops.
Got to.
Maybe.
We'll give it a decade. Within this decade, we will hang out.
Decade.
Within the decade.
I love that.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until then, we can just like
love you guys.
Share
Love
each
you
other's
guys.
stuff. All right, y'all.
Happy Monday. Later.
That was fun.
Bye.